All right. Hi, everybody. It's January 3rd, 2025, and we have part two with Boyd. And he's going to explain a little bit about what he's going to talk about today. And we're waiting for a guest to arrive. And if that happens, then we'll watch a dialogue between the two of them. So go ahead, Boyd.
Good evening, everybody. I'm sure everybody's been noticing the news. If you watch the news, I don't watch the news, but people told me, and so I've looked at the news about the terrorist attack in New Orleans and the Trump Hotel in Vegas and train somewheres. I think it was Ohio. They had a bomb on a train. Um, I'm not sure if it's all related, but I just want to touch base with everybody and talk to your families, your friends, tell them stay away from large venues right now until we can they figure out what's going on because it's dangerous. I mean, that's scary. I saw some footage from New Orleans and it's just horrid. It's unbelievable what happened. Um, and be aware of your surroundings all the time. If you see something that's out of the ordinary, I mean, no matter how minor you may think it is, report it because you might save 100 lives. You don't know. You just never know. I don't care how minor it is. Make a report just because of what's going on right now. And I think it's going to get worse. To be honest with you, some intel I heard it's going to get worse. So they have things planned out. They're trying to intervene, but just don't always work that way. You know, John Kennedy got on he's the senator for Louisiana, and he got on there and said the FBI is going to tell the American people what happened, and they're going to tell the truth, or I'm going to hunt them down like somebody stole Christmas. So apparently, there's something fishy going on. Don't know, but for him to say that, it kind of lights a bulb in my head, thinking there's something more to it than what we know, and so we'll see. Time will tell, but definitely stay away from large venues. Um, this is Adam's woman. What's her name? God, dog. She's with intelligence for the government. Is it Michelle Adams? You know what I'm talking about, Kathy? No.
I do not. If
Sarah
anybody
Adams.
does,
Who?
Sarah Adams.
Sarah.
Yes. She I heard her talk last night, and they have a lot of information, things that Al Qaeda's been trained to do this, and there's 1,000 Al Qaeda members in the United States right now. So that's only two of them are gone from the last day or two. So there's still 998, which is kind of scary. I don't know why they're here, why they're not tracking them, catching them, whatever it may be, but it's dangerous. Um, One of the boys, a little 21-year-old from my hometown, was in New Orleans. You know, it's just horrible. The parents are pitiful. So, but that's it. That's I want to touch base on that. Kind of waiting for my buddy to show up. He said he was. Let's see. That's right. 1 second.
I haven't seen him yet.
Boyd, do you want to entertain any questions while we're waiting for him?
Sure.
If anybody has a question.
May I?
Absolutely.
I actually have a curiosity in relation to the state guards. I have been attempting to try and make contact with them, and I'm really having a difficult time. I keep getting redirected to National Guards, and I would do, and I get them. They get a little gruff with me, and so I was just curious if you knew how we might be able to establish that relationship. The State Guard as a national organization has been looked at, and they have a web page and they have a contact us page, but they have no way to contact them. So I didn't know, Boyd, with what you've been working with, if you had any way for us on our states to learn how or to connect with our state guards? Thank
I
you.
have no idea. I actually just learned about state guards recently. I didn't even know they existed, to be honest with you.
I am the
Um,
same. I am the same.
so I really have no clue. No clue.
Adam, do you want to go ahead and unmute and ask your question?
Well, yeah, it's just in reference to what Kimberly was asking. I've actually reached out in Ohio and I've spoke with several upper brass National Guard, but the state guard brigadier general that we have here actually has a cubicle in one of the old buildings that I used to prance around years ago. So what I did is I reached out to one of the E5s that I know is a secretary, takes notes basically for the state guard side. And I just sent him a message, hey, I need to know who the provost marshal is. And I also need to know what is a direct line or email or whatever you got for the state guard. I need to reach out and, try to interface with them at some point here in the future. And it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days after that, the provost marshal contacted me. And he said he would plug all that information in. So if you have a state militia commander or a coordinator, I would try to go through that channel or through your marshal at arms, perhaps. And I would try to go that route. So that way, they don't put you on a list or something like that. Just being cautious. But as a state commander, I have no problem reaching out to these people. It takes about a week usually for them to respond, but that's what I'm doing. If you have an issue and you can't get through for some reason, go through the Bureau of the National Guard, and they should be able to help you out better. Without a yield.
Thanks, Adam.
Yes, thanks, Adam. I may independently reach out to you if that's all right. I have been working with the Peacekeeping Task Force liaison role on Michigan, and Joe had asked me to make contact, and so I've been attempting to do that, and I've really been having struggles. So I'd love to talk to you about that to see who you got to, because the National Guard keeps washing their hands and acting like they don't even know what the State Guard is. So I can't even get anywhere with that. So I'll look forward to hearing more about how you've done it, and see what I can do to find a way to contact in Michigan. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I yield.
So the state guard is separate from National Guard?
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. One's federal and one is state.
Crazy.
And it's supposed to be a group that is actually able to educate us and our militias. And they just had a conference, actually their annual conference. And so they do have a website that anyone can go to and have a little look at the national organization. So they can learn a little bit about what this organization is offering. And I suspect if we were to, as individual states, be approaching them and let them know that we're, all here, that would probably put some weight on getting some attention. So just an idea
Right.
for all of the states and whoever they've got in your state, be it Marshal at Arms, PKTF liaisons, all of it. I just think militia commanders, if you've got them, yeah, I think that would be a wonderful way to, start to make peace and introduce ourselves so we can start to get the support we need.
Absolutely.
I yield.
Definitely.
Mary, would you like to unmute and go ahead and ask your question?
Kimberly, did Bob Reminga ever get back with you? He's with the State Guard.
I did not hear from him. No, I have not.
Okay.
See if we can.
But you did call him?
That is not a number that is that one that you gave me?
Yes. Yep, he's a friend of mine.
I think then I did go ahead and make a call, but I will verify on my list of calls made, if that was one of them or not. And again, holiday could have messed things up. So I will sure go ahead and do a review on that. So thank you, Mary. I appreciate you bringing that forward again.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He said he was coming. He just texted me. So
Okay,
just keep watching.
I'm putting in the chat the PKTF blog. Joe's been putting a lot of new articles in there, so if you all don't have that, you can click on that link and go and take a look. there's a live chat now in there, so go ahead and bombard him with your questions.
How you see chat? I don't see chat.
In there, that link,
Yeah.
it
Okay,
should
now I
pop up
see it.
right away.
I see it now.
Okay. And then usually a pop-up comes to the logo that he's creating if you ask for one. So you have an option to fill out a form and request one of the logos as well.
All right. Watch for him. I think he's about to get in. Anybody else have any questions? While we sitting here?
I have a question.
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
When when you said if we see something, we should file a report, are you meaning to our local sheriff or police
Yes, ma'am.
chief? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very
Anything
new
out of
to
the
this, so
ordinary.
I'm just asking.
Right. Anything out of the ordinary. If it's something you're not used to seeing and it just sparks something in your mind, report it. Go with your gut always. Follow your heart. It never lies to you. Just report it. You
Thank
might
you.
save 100 lives. You never know.
Thank you. I yield.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks. I wasn't able to join you last time, Boyd, but when I went back and reviewed the video from the previous, one of the things that I heard you say is that we could file a report if we had been ticketed or something. And I didn't know, where does one get one of those complaint reports, please?
Go to your local sheriff and file a police report. Tell them you want to file a report. Your rights were violated. It's their job to protect your rights. Always.
Can those forms be gotten online or just in
Uh,
person?
every agency is probably different. So you have to go in and write a statement, and, or call them to your house, one of the two. But I would go straight to the sheriff himself. If something happens, a policeman stops you in the county, or if a deputy stops you in the county, go straight to the sheriff and file a complaint. I mean, we have to do something to stop what they're doing. I mean, they can't do what they're doing, and they're doing it. A lot of it is out of not knowing better. But when you educate them and you give them all the documents that they need, there's no excuse. But they don't read them, they don't look at them, they don't respect them. They just think we're nuts, because that's how they're taught. And until we change that, which I hope is changing pretty soon, I watched a sovereign citizens training recently. Last night I watched it by the FBI. It was just unbelievable. I should have shared it. I'm going to share it on Discord or something so everybody can watch it. It's crazy. It's just nuts. I mean, they got it completely wrong. They don't tell the truth about what the laws are, the real law. It's just totally off. So,
Thank you for answering that, Boyd. The reason I asked it is I have really had the great blessing of not ever having to work with any of that, and I don't know what those forms look like. So I was sort of thinking and working with orientation and letting helping others to just have eyes or visual on what some things look like, that if one of those forms were available, just to show sort of a mock-up or a template of what they can look like and sort of how you fill them out. I know they can be intimidating to people, so I was sort of looking at it from that point of view of, just sort of taking a bit of a nerving situation and trying to make it just a little buffered by having something like that just sort of mocked up as an example. So that's where I was going with the thought
Right.
pattern on that, and just making sure that one knew where to actually find a report or create a report
You
such
can
as that. So thank
you
you.
can always do one of the Federation reports and bring them a copy of it and drop that to them. That sounds like a really good idea. I just thought of that.
The
And then,
criminal incident report,
yeah, I would do that.
and
That's a good idea.
that can be gotten on the TASA website, correct?
Correct.
Maybe PKTF could make that an offering to get from their website as well. Maybe that would fit there
Sure
too,
we could.
as an alternate
Joe's
place.
on- That's a good idea. Joe's online yet?
Nope, he's not, but Edric has a question. I've not seen
All
Joe.
right.
He hasn't responded to my text either.
Okay.
Edric, do you want to ask your question? Where'd you go? You went away.
Hey, I just wanted to make
there
a
it is.
comment on what Boyd, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
On what you were saying about sovereign citizen? It's an oxymoron. Those two
Correct.
words don't go together. Does that video you watch, does it portray that?
No,
I mean, because
no, they
that's
don't.
all a part of the line, because whenever you say
That's
sovereign
correct.
citizen,
That's correct.
you know,
It's
yeah.
it's frustrating when you watch it, because they just got it all wrong. You know, it's part of the indoctrination, how they just to make the sovereign people look bad and make the public look at us like, you know, oh, well, that's those crazy people. You know, they don't believe in the law, they don't believe in the government and all that stuff, which is all
Right.
false. You know, that's just the way they do it to keep everybody um under that hat of we're
Under
crazy.
control.
It's just sickening.
With guns and badges and
Mhm.
assault and everything else, man. In
Yep.
teams and posses.
Yep.
Now
It's
you
frustrating. Then you say militia, you know, growing up, I always heard militia is a bad thing, you know, kind of like, but then you learn what militia really is, and that's what it's supposed to be. You know, but that's what the government does. That's why everything is so screwed up, and that's why they're about to have to go, you know, because they just so corrupt, so corrupt. It's unreal. Every day I learn something new. It's like, golly, how did they get away with this for so long? It's frustrating.
May I?
Yes.
Hey Boyd, you mentioned about
Hey.
avoiding places with large crowds. Any idea of a timeline on that? This week, the rest of this month, or
I would just say monitor the news and I mean I would stay away for a good while. I mean, so they don't hit back to back usually. They usually let people relax and then hit again. That's kind of how the history's been. Um, so I would wait a while, you know. I mean, of course you have free to do whatever you want, but for your own safety, I know I'm not going anywhere in large venues for a while, you know, until it stops, you know, until we don't hear about it anymore.
oh, okay. Thanks.
Hmm. Yeah, amethyst. Yeah, sure.
Yes, that's
May I? I just was
Yes.
able to get Joe on the radio. He is just about to join the bridge call for the Marshal at Arms and said he has asked you to go on and continue here. And he's sorry he can't make it on this. He's redirecting on that right at the moment.
Okay.
Just wanted you to
We'll
know.
get it.
Thank you.
We'll get on to him. He's still not on? I think he's not having trouble. Hang on one second. If I use my phone, I'm on my phone for the Zoom. If I make a call, is it gonna knock me off?
There's a good possibility. I think it does, but you can come back in. We'll leave a couple of spaces open for you.
Okay. All
That
right.
you're our guest
Let me see.
speaker.
1 second.
Kimberly, I thought that Zoom was at 5, 6, 7, 8, let's see, 8 o'clock Central, no? Eastern. Maybe he's doing something, he must be doing something else then, I guess.
He said he was working on redirecting to get to that in 30 minutes. So he sounded a bit
Oh, gotcha.
puffed, like he
Okay.
may be in movement. So I
Okay,
didn't think he was capable of logging on based on the sound of and the tone of him. So
understood. Okay.
yeah. I will say this, the PKTF website looks wonderful. So for those who haven't seen it, there have been some really nice upgrades and new things added, and really it's becoming quite the resource. So I would definitely recommend it to others to start having a look at it and seeing some of the new things that are going on and the tracking of things. So
And
good
Johnny
job,
put the
guys.
link tree in, that has all the links to everything. To the website and the blog and the MeWe and everything else. that's
Perfect.
done.
Did I
There?
leave anything out?
Say that again?
Did I leave anything out?
I don't think so.
I got the PKTF website, the link tree, and you put in the blog. So I
It
think
covers it all.
okay. Are you
Yeah, thank you.
He said he's coming, so give him a couple minutes.
Okay.
Keep answering questions. I'm looking at the Louisiana State Guard website, and it says on the top, Louisiana National Guard. And then right below it, it says there's like a seal, Louisiana State Guard. Like it's the same thing almost, the way that the website looks.
If you jump onto it, and I hate to have to say it, but if you look at Wikipedia, it kind of will go through and it will split them and show them how they're a bit different. And I'm afraid I'm still in the learning process that I can't articulate it very well yet. So forgive me. I just am trying to point to a resource that might be able to start to help us all learn this. But yeah, it's a quite an interesting service that seems to be being denied to the people at this point.
Yeah.
I'm pushing on this a little bit right now because I'm trying to see if there's any help we can help get over to North Carolina. I know with what they're facing right
Right.
now, and the popularization of the drama, falling off in everyone's eyes, popularly, that this is the time they're going to
Right.
be really in need. So I was trying to
That's
see
right.
if we could figure out how to access State Guard in North Carolina to point them in direction and put some weight on them. So that's part of why I was pushing now. So.
Okay. Sean, you on the call? Sean McClee?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was typing and
Yeah.
responding
You
to
in touch with our
texting.
state guard? You in touch with our state guard in Louisiana?
No, I'm very well aware of them though. We
Uh-huh.
probably will be getting in touch with them soon. I yield.
Okay. Just wondering. He said he was coming on, unless you really don't know how to work it.
Oh, we've all been there. I think some days I
Yeah.
still am.
Jeez. Thank God for Kathy, or I'd never be on a call. I just. Texting me again.
Lynn, what website are you looking for? Are you looking for where the recording is or something else? The recording, where this recording is on the YouTube channel, I put in the chat.
No, I
Maybe
was,
not-
he was talking about the website that was being worked on. I'm brand new to all this. And I'm still struggling to find things. So what website was somebody working on that looked really good?
Oh, it was the PKTF. That's in the chat. Let me see. Johnny, maybe go put that in there again.
And you're doing great, Lynn. Don't worry about it. We've all been there trying to just figure out where we are. So just grab them as you can and re-ask if you
Oh,
have
there
to.
it
We've
is.
all done
Okay.
it. So
I see that. pktfnews.org.
Yeah, that's it.
You got a lot of information on that website. Jeez.
Okay,
There's a
I've
lot
never
of
heard of it
information.
before. Okay.
this is the main website for the Peacekeeping Task Force. And they have been largely responsible for helping the states with many things in efforts to assemble. And so they work with and are chartered by the Federation. If I've got any of this wrong, Kathy, please correct me. But they've really been an instrumental force in helping the states getting themselves organized and getting going. So it's a great resource to know about. And yeah, just a wonderful resource to know about.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I can
That's where
attest to that.
Kathy and I spend half our time, our life there. He's still not on?
No, sir.
Jeez. He said he's trying to get on. Just texting again.
Is he having technical issues?
He's on his
Is-
phone. Hang on.
Does he have the Zoom app? Because he can go into the zoom.us and then just say join and then just type in the number and the password. Thanks, Johnny.
Can I ask
He's
a question? Sorry.
Go ahead, Dolores.
My question is for Boyd. Boyd, the first time I heard your name was through Anna's articles, and she kept posting about this video. You need to watch this video where this former sheriff talks, and I haven't managed to track down that video. I don't know if it's on the.
If you look on YouTube under my name, Boyd Adams, it should pop right up.
Okay.
I can put it in the chat too.
Oh, that would be great because I've tried several things and I couldn't find it.
Unless it's locked or something, because I've had trouble with them. I've had to repost it and repost it.
Last I checked, I was not able to find it on your channel anymore, Boyd, but it was on the PKTF, or the Peacekeeping Task Force, I think is spelled out on the YouTube channel, and I did find it there. So if not, I think I have a copy of it. I can try to get to you, Dolores, or anyone.
Yeah,
so.
we did put on the PKTF, huh? The
I do
YouTube
believe
channel.
Good. I didn't know that.
I have a sheriff here in Washington County that we actually attended one of her talks when she was trying to be elected back in the summer. So I really want to study your video really well and then share it with her because she's a friend of one of my neighbors. So I think I can get her personal email. So I want to take this opportunity. I want to make the most of you, Boyd.
Yeah. Once you learn the truth, you can't unsee it. I can tell you that. It's
Yes.
it's
Dolores,
obvious. It's crazy.
I just put that in the chat, his video.
Thank you so much.
Detroit, ATC 53.
Come on, Eddie. He's kind of up in age. I'm not gonna say his age because somebody might get mad at me. His secretary does everything for him, so I mean, but all he has to do is hit the link.
Yeah, he can join by just phone too. He doesn't have to have the video.
I'm gonna call his wife's phone, and she's probably with him, and then I can maybe instruct him. Just hold on 1 second.
Okay. Thanks for everybody's patience, by the way. Renee, if you're referring to Boyd's video, it's not taken down. I put it in the chat. At least it came up for me unless it's cached in my, on my computer, but it did play.
Well, for me, it's saying it's not available.
Seriously?
Yes, it's video unavailable. This video is private.
Huh.
That's
She on
weird.
there.
Really, can you click on that and
Right.
see?
Try the link that I provided in the chat. Mine works perfectly. It was original.
What did I put in there? Not original?
You put one from Oklahoma State on
Oh,
the, and so, but
Hello,
mine is.
my name is Boyd
is
Adams.
That's
Oh,
not the
okay.
one they're talking about, though, the one that you shared. That's from Oklahoma Assembly.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, the one that Johnny shared is from Oklahoma Assembly. It's not the right one.
I just went, it says private video for when I click on the one in
I don't even
the
see
chat
it
as
on my
well.
thing anymore. I don't even see the video on my YouTube at all.
They must be
Huh.
censoring you. They're good at
Yep.
that.
They are.
I've had to put it back several times.
Hmm.
Huh. I don't know. He's trying to figure it out, I guess. His wife don't answer. I mean, he's going to be on. He said he's going to be on. He's going to be on. He just must be having problems. I know he's in Cow Island, which is, I don't know, it's way down deep in the marsh. So his signal, his internet might be the issue. I don't know. I mean, that's deep, deep in the marsh.
Wayne, thanks for all. Hey, Boyd, when you get that video back posted, what we all need to do is go ahead and everybody post it and really bombard the algorithms on it.
Yeah.
Or YouTube, and maybe they won't take it down, or we won't be able to take everybody's down. Maybe, I don't know. It's worth a try. I really enjoyed
You're
it.
right. You're right.
Very informative.
I can't even find it on my thing anymore. What the heck?
So I just played this again. I'm going to put it in here right now. And I just clicked on this. It's the one that's called Constitutional Case Law for Law Enforcement Officers, correct? Isn't that what we're talking about? Okay,
Yeah, it
there
should
it
be.
is. This worked for me. I'm watching it in the background. So try this.
It worked for me too, Christy.
Okay. All right. Another thing you can do is download it to your computer, and then you'll always have it.
Right. I did that, but I'm seeing here.
You said it's called Constitutional Case Law?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat and it plays.
I'll try it again, but they might be just censoring me. Troublemaker.
Be darned. Hello, my name is Boyd Adams. That's it.
Okay.
Boy,
I
do you
think I
have
hear
it on
myself talk.
Rumble or is it just on YouTube?
It's just on YouTube. Well, it was. I don't see it at all. Your videos. Let's see. No.
That's one I was thinking it was too, is the one he's talking about.
It's completely gone. What the heck? I don't know.
So Boyd, Carolyn put in the chat that she put the video in Signal
Okay. All right, good.
in your messages. So
That's another thing I wanted to say. Signal is a good app to have because it's going to work. If we lose phone service, Signal is still going to work like a phone. So if you download the Signal app, we did it. The Louisiana Assembly, everybody has it. In case we lose phone service, radios don't work, whatever, we can always use Signal to contact each other and family or whatever. If the blackout that they talk about does come, but I don't think it will, but just in case.
it's good to know.
Come on now. He's trying to call me. Hang on one second.
Okay.
I'll be doing. He hung up. Hold on.
Does everybody have the travel kit that Boyd had offered previously? Is that something that all the states have been able to access and have for their men and women? No. Okay, I see David on Missouri is saying no. Maybe that's what we can figure out how to grab this and drop it into the chat. Is that something that
I can put it, yeah, I can put it there. I put it there
Okay.
last week, but I'll put it there again. Yeah, it's a good
Perfect.
suggestion.
for
Let me just find it.
new folks, maybe we can offer that to do something to at least have some kits out there and available and empowering men and women. And looks like we've just been able to get Boyd back into the room now. So we'll see what we can do with that. But I do think getting the travel kits available for everybody to start to work with would be a wonderful idea. We're
Thank you
hoping
for
to make
that.
that part of our orientation. So hopefully we can do that. So welcome back, Boyd.
Mary, did you want to ask your question?
Yes. I downloaded that travel pack from Louisiana. I have not read through the whole thing. I know it's like 11 pages, but is the only thing that needs to be changed on that is the logo, or is there other mentions of Louisiana through the document?
There's
I
several
didn't,
places.
okay.
There's several places that says Louisiana that needs to be changed to your state,
Okay.
and the logo. I'm not sure if it went in a PDF form or a Word document. Because if it's not a Word document, I can send it. That way you can just edit it.
I think it's a PDF, but there's ways to edit it, but it's easier in a Word document.
Right.
Do you want to talk
Okay.
a little bit about it until Eddie comes, just
Yeah.
to let some people know?
He's driving up to the road. He's far
Okay.
off of the main highway. So that's probably what it is, his signal. So he's driving up to the road to see if he can get on.
Maybe just say a few words about it, what it's used for, how you used it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the packet, whenever I changed my status originally, like the first week, I sent a copy of that with some of my 928 documents to every parish, county, government seat, and also police departments, things like that, so they can have it. It didn't work. They didn't pay attention to it, but at least they had it, and it gives you some ground to stand on. I would definitely serve, especially the city you live in. I'd give them a copy of it before anything was ever to happen. That way you can show they were notified. It's good information. It's solid information. It's the real law that they have to follow. And it's updated. I believe they updated that not long ago, or somebody did. Let's see. I'm trying to get it up.
Are you on you're on your phone? I was gonna say I put it in the chat if you wanted to click on it, but I think.
Yeah. Oh Lord, he's calling. Hold on 1 second. Jesus.
May I?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Boyd. So I live 2 doors down from my city municipal police department. Are you saying it would be best to just walk that in and hand that to the officer at the counter there? The travel
I
kit?
would. Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely do that.
I was definitely paying attention when you said the other day, and some people were asking you some questions on the other video, the ASN and de facto dealings, where you would go in and file a complaint if you were accosted or your rights were violated on the side of the road by an LEO. That really caught my attention. At first I thought, well, that's mighty bold. But then, like you said, if we don't stand up at some point,
That's right.
and start, I mean, peacefully, of course, don't want to get beat up and
Right.
thrown itself for being an idiot and arrogant, but but no, definitely. I thought, well, that just makes sense. We have to take
Yeah.
a stand. Troy on Michigan said that in a video too, one of the PKTF liaison training videos not too long ago. And I thought, yeah, I'm tired of not standing up, but if you have the truth and you're civil about it and you're peaceful about it, but stand
That's right.
firm, it just makes sense to assert yourself. Otherwise, we're
Yeah.
just a beaten down slave. And that's
That's
about
right.
it.
That's right. We have to stand up for ourselves because they're surely not standing up for us what they're supposed to do, you know.
Well, it's encouraging to hear a former LEO that's now back on the land and soil with us to exhort us to do something like that. So I appreciate that when you said that. I really do. Thank you.
Absolutely. I believe there's going to be a lot more people like me, you know, ex-police or current police or chiefs, sheriffs that are going to be making the switch because it's the right thing to do. It's the only thing to do if you want to do what's right. You know, most of these guys, they're in it for the right reasons. They're just not trained. They're not taught the truth. None of this is ever talked about in our police academy. You know, extra training we get on the side because you got to have 32 hours a year in training. None of this is ever talked about. It's stayed away from completely because of their control. You know, that's what the de facto wants. They want to rule the world and all of that stuff, and they can't. But they hide this from us, you know, and you take an oath to the Constitution as an officer, but you never ever study it. It's never talked about at all. I mean, it's never been mentioned other than the time I was sworn into office. That's it. I've never heard anything about the Constitution ever since then, which is terrible. It's terrible. That's why everybody's rights is violated constantly. And that's the main reason we have to go to the sheriff and start making complaints because it is their job to deal with it. They have to. And if they don't do it, then you hold them accountable too.
If I remember right, you also said in that last week's video that if you happen to have to go to court and the judge still doesn't want to honor the documents and your status and standing and recognize that your rights were infringed upon and, you know, offer you some remedy, then you would go to the state and file a judicial board complaint.
Correct.
Was that you that said that, if I recall correctly?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's powerful too. Good information, sir. Thank you.
It works for some. I'm sure it's going to work for some it won't. You know, I'm in the process of doing it now. I filed a complaint. They sent back to me during the week. I got a letter. It was for my sister. I filed a judicial complaint on our city judge here, which is a shame because him and I have been best friends since kindergarten, literally best friends. And my oldest sister made a $1,500 payment on citations that she received for traveling. She had every right to travel without her license and no insurance and no inspection sticker on the windshield. It was $1,500. Well, my oldest sister paid it because she's very asleep. She has no clue what's going on. And I contacted the judge and I said, "What did she pay on?" My sister's never pled guilty. She's never consented. I mean, you need to return that money. Well, he refuses. So they have her on the docket as pled, which she never appeared in court and nothing. I mean, it's ridiculous. So the Judicial Commission answered me back saying it was not a violation. I said, what the hell? So I sent them back a letter and I said, exactly, what in the hell is a violation then? And I explained in detail the laws, and she's never pled guilty. How can she? That's theft. They stole that money, you know, and it needs to be returned. So I'm waiting for an answer now to see what happens. But I mean, it's ridiculous. You know,
Out of curiosity, where would you appeal to if you had to appeal above them?
The state court, appeals court.
Okay.
But our court's going to be standing very soon in Louisiana. So that's who I'm going to appeal to after this, you know, when we're up and running, and start holding all of these elected officials accountable. I mean, that's why it's so important that we stand our courts as soon as possible so we can address these situations. Because once we do that, that's going to be the end of it, I believe.
Boyd, there's a couple questions. Renee, did you have a question? Okay, and then Mike, you're next. Go ahead, Renee.
It's more of a comment about the travel pack. There's one typographical error that I could find, and it's the private registered indemnity bond number. It says AMRI, and then there's a 1. That 1 shouldn't be there. I did send a message to you and Boyd through Telegram, but you haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I yield.
All right.
May I?
Mike, I don't know, did
Yeah,
you say that, Mike? Yeah, go ahead.
One question and one other comment. First, a comment. I think it might be prudent to look into moving a lot of the video material that we all have and we share to a platform like Rumble. They have a lot less tendency to bring things like that down, and the redundancy would help us a bunch too, I think, just to make sure we have more than one platform we're relying on for this kind of information. The second one is I wanted to ask Boyd if you have any comment or thoughts about the work that Sheriff Mack is doing with the County Sheriffs and Police Officers Association.
I'm not familiar with it. I haven't heard anything.
Oh,
what's going on? What is he doing?
Sheriff Mack has been doing the very stuff you were talking about. He's going all over the country and primarily speaking with sheriffs, chief sheriffs, and law enforcement organizations. He went through the FBI training. He's been a sheriff for years and years. I don't know if he's on the land yet, but he definitely espouses the idea of the county sheriff having authority and having constitutional obligations that they're not ordinarily trained on. He's giving seminars all over the place. And you can go to the website, which is, let's see, County Sheriff, CSPAO.org. And
can you put that in the chat? Do you
yeah,
have that
yeah.
handy? Yeah, just go ahead and pop that in there.
So let's see.
It's
Thank you.
CSPOA. Police
POA.
officer,
Oh, yeah.
POA.
Got it. County Sheriff's POA.
And he's a current sheriff? He's
He was railroaded out of his most recent election. He moved from jurisdictions because he got into so much hot water with those guys that he moved to a new jurisdiction and he ran. And then just 3 days, I think, before the election, the FBI raided his offices with unproclaimed charges against him and then dropped everything after the election when he lost. So that's the most recent experience. But this he seems legit to me. I don't know. I was asking you if you'd heard of him or if you were aware of what he was doing.
I'm looking at his site now. I may try to get in touch with him. Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Need to get him in Louisiana.
Well, good. I hope I helped out with that. That's great.
You did. I appreciate the info.
He also has a newsletter, if I can just add to that you can subscribe to. So for anyone who might be interested, he does have a newsletter you can subscribe to.
Let's see. They got a lot of information on here. You know, the best progress we're going to make with Defacto is by continue to push back, constantly push back, stand up for our rights. In the long run, we will win because we're right, and right always wins. So no matter what they do or say, we might have to sit a couple of days in jail, but you know what? I'd rather die trying than die being a slave. And those days are over. That's how I feel. That's just the way.
Yeah, boy, let's get an interview with you and Sheriff Mack.
Yeah, we can do that.
Big comment, David.
We can sure do that. He must be having trouble. I don't know what to say now.
I think he'd respect you, Boyd. I think he'd respect you great. I said, I think he'd respect you. Down in St. Louis, Missouri, about 10, 12 years ago, I went to one of their conventions and they had quite a lineup there. Who was the fella that got arrested? That was Oath Keepers guy. That was before he got arrested. He spoke there. Sheriff Mack was there, all of them. And I wasn't involved in the American State Assemblies or anything back then, but it was very, very rather impressive. And these people are patriotic, a lot of them God-fearing people, just love God, family, and country, and got the right. Yeah, Stuart Rhodes. Yeah, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but like I said in my comment, if a lot of these people would just status correct and stay in the lane of our jurisdiction, that they wouldn't have most of the problems that they end up with, unfortunately.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, I yield. Sorry to have interrupted you there.
Frank, did you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Yeah, more of a comment on Sheriff Mack.
He does. He goes out and he gives presentations, which he gets paid for. Um, he doesn't believe in Anna's process. He is not status corrected. So I don't know how much how valuable it really would be to engage with him on any kind of an extended basis. I think Boyd is right in terms of we push back, we use the CIC NOL when people get status corrected, get that in, and then anytime you're offered to contract on your all caps name, you simply bill them for $10 million. You go into that process, that NOL process, and lien them, and that's what's going to affect their credit because all of the DUNS numbers are really credit ratings. And Terry Somm has shown that Washington State and a lot of their state nationals have actually sent these CIC NOLs in prior to getting stopped. And when they get stopped, they just show them a copy to the officer and they're saying, okay, please go on your way because they don't want to get another lien. Christy Leeper has a number of different liens on the courts in Washington State, and their credit rating has dropped way down. Are you?
It's good. You know, the nobody, it's up to us. It's up to the people to get the work done. You know, the government can only do so much. You know, Donald Trump has done a lot, but there's a lot that still can be done. But he can only do so much. You know, Miss Anna has, poor thing, she's been fighting this for I don't know how many years, 20, 30 years. And it's now they want to see what we're going to do, what the people are going to do. And it's time we stand up and do our share, you know, and fight back and push back and make sure our assemblies are standing, our drill assemblies, our courts, our militia, and you know, get the work done. You know, and I know how it is. You know, there's 500 people in an assembly that join the assembly, and there's 5 that do the work. You know, there's someone that's called that can vouch for that, I'm sure, and that's okay. You know, we wear multiple hats, but we get it done, and it's going to get done, and eventually it's going to pay off. You know, it's going to be tough for a while, but we just keep pushing through. Our coordinator, poor Paula, she's got multiple hats. She's the recording secretary, she's the coordinator, she's everybody's shoulder, you know, but she's like the mama. She keeps everybody in line and everybody in check. So, and we work together. We never argue, we never fuss. We're all in it for the same reason, to get it done, make the difference, make the change that has to happen. You know, all this stuff going on with these terrorist attacks and stuff, that could be just to slow us down. We don't know this. You know, it could be so many things. You know, this makes the police look needed, and you know, they are needed at times, but it makes us, if we push against the police because they stopped us in a traffic stop, all these people out there believe in statutes. They don't know what we know, you know, so they on us for that. And it's going to get tough. We just have to use discernment and go after it. And what's right is right. And we are right. I can tell you that. And Anna's way, to me, is the only way, because I research everything and I researched everything she said, and she's 100% right. And I don't know any other group that's out there that's doing differently is not doing the correct thing. That's my opinion. You know, Anna's way is the only way. Every other way is the highway. You know, that's just how I see it. I mean, she's done the work, and I've done the work to check her, because just for my own personal relaxation and knowing how much I'm going to fight, because I wouldn't fight if I wasn't 100% sure. But I am 100% sure, and she's right. So everybody can rest assured. We can go out there and get it, and we will win. There's no doubt we will win. So, any more questions? I don't believe he's going to come on. He must be having trouble. unless he's driving to
Well, why
town. I
don't
don't know.
we, there's a few people that have other meetings. The MAA meeting is at 5, and some people had assembly meetings. So I mean, it was nice to sit and talk with you and have people have a chance to
Mhm.
answer questions, so it wasn't
Yeah.
at a loss. So we can reschedule this, and I'm not sure how everybody heard about this, if it was in Telegram. I have a distribution list that I will send out when we do a follow-up, and we'll make sure that we get,
We'll do a call once a month. Just
yeah.
touch base if anybody has problems that we can answer questions, whatever.
Okay. Laura, did you want to
Right.
ask a question real quick, or Bob,
Yeah,
before we head out? Good.
it's Laura. I'm the coordinator for Kentucky.
Hi, Laura.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I just got on. So can I get my email to get on that list?
Mhm. Sure, go ahead and put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. And if y'all need anything, if I can help with anything, my email, I can put in the chat, I think, or Kathy might be able to. Or call me, one of the two. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
Anytime,
hang a
anytime.
second.
What's that?
May
I'm
I?
just taking down some emails. Go ahead, Kimberly.
There was a message in the chat. It's flinging by pretty fast, but they were asking Boyd if you could offer any Telegram channels on about anything that you might recommend. If I got that wrong for whoever asked it, please open your mic and ask it properly. Sorry, I obliterated that there.
You got it right.
Look through,
I can put a couple in there.
I give them my Telegram name, and they can look me up, and I'll send them some links. Well,
May I? Are you
Go ahead.
sending out a
Sure.
recording link for this so I can watch the parts that I missed?
Yeah, let me go ahead. Well, the sheriff that Boyd was going to talk to never showed up, so we just kind of chatted. There was interesting conversation, but let me put that back in the chat, because if you join late, you're not going to see the links that are in there. So give me a second and I'll put that. The one I just put in there is a Telegram channel link, but let me put the where the recording will be.
It's coming up. Another thing is don't fear anything. When you write, there's no reason to fear. Fear is just, there's never a reason to fear. You know, love is the answer to everything, to be honest with you. God is love, and that's what we are. So all we got to do is love one another, and we're gonna be good to go.
Amen to that.
Even Defacto.
Good advice.
Amen. I think we're all very chosen, and Boyd, that's beautiful. I say that all the time. I am love, even when people, and I've got a heck of a testimony for the Lord, but anybody that crosses me, I pray for my enemies. And when you walk in love like that, you're winning. You're
That's
winning
right.
every day. So
That's right. That's right.
I'm just already, I really I love you, but most people take that wrong. I say that, but
Mhm.
when it's God's people, hey, you're supposed to love everybody. And
That's
Hebrew
right.
had different names for love. So, but a
Mhm.
lot of people confuse it. But beautiful
Yeah.
words. I can tell that you're chosen and anointed. So thank you for being with us.
We are all one, connected to the same creator, all of us.
Yes.
My name on Telegram is Chief KPD 01. And then you can also look me up by my phone number, 337-618 1150.
That is bold to put your telephone number in there.
I'm not worried about that.
I know. All right, everybody that gave me their email, I will start a distribution list.
Can you repeat
Or-
the Telegram channel?
It's Chief, CHIEF, KPD 01.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and stop the recording.
All right. Well, y'all have a good evening. Thanks for coming, and we'll see y'all again soon.
You
Thanks,
too.
Boyd.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.